Hello, I'm Mac Creech from mcquantock Livestock. On behalf of my wife Pat, our family and crew, I'd like to invite all of Canada's cattlemen to attend or participate through sight unseen in our bull sale January the 26th. Our Red Angus are developed from mainstream maternal lineage. We've stared birth weight in the eye and backed it down. Our discipline program has for 40 years never compromised birth weight, thriftiness, or vigor. We've bred moderate frames, good cow traits, easy keeping, and light to moderate birth weights into each and every bull we sell. The perfect blend. Our Super Baldy bulls have really got their act together. We've harnessed the best of both breeds. Incredibly beefy, thick bulls, they pack awesome pay weight on disciplined, moderate frames. They have all the convenience of Red Angus, moderate, consistent birth weights, easy fleshing with bold hybrid performance. The Simmental blood gives them that essential touch of continental muscle. Our Super Guppy bulls are a great crossbreeding option, a blended composite of Gelbvieh and Red Angus. Gelbvieh have the carcass, the early sexual maturity, and the growth. The Red Angus blood provides hair, thriftiness, and fleshing ability while moderating birth weight. Use our Gelbvieh Red Angus bulls as a third option in any crossing program and maximize your hybrid vigor. Our customers love a little Gelbvieh on the cow side. All the good old-time Angus traits, volume, beefiness, quick fleshing, dependable and durable. Ours are easy fleshing black genetics, yet they still have frame and length. Just like our Red Angus, our blacks are light at birth, then really grow when it counts. Angus convenience, the black color, and no darn trouble. Our black Baldy bulls are big buxom February yearlings and May 2-year-olds. The same great crossbreeding machines as our red Super Baldies, but black. Perfect option on black base cows or Herefords, blacks with a touch of exotic growth, muscle, and milk. All you really need to sell those market-topping blacks. Our Hereford bulls are broad-topped, deep-sided bulls packed full of natural thickness on moderate frames. Trouble-free, you bet. Our Herefords have been selected for years for good udders you never have to touch because you don't have the time and you don't need the hassle. Use our Hereford bulls to add the good Hereford traits your dad took for granted. Deep, thick hair coats, easy keepers that'll get by without the barley bin, and dispositions that make cows a pleasure to handle, not an ordeal. Our H2s are a Hereford Fleckbay 2-breed composite line. Real beef makers, they're loaded maternally and bred to simplify and sustain the Hereford Simmental influence in our customers' herds. Our Charolais bulls are thick bulls, but they're still smooth bulls. The bulls have the rapid early growth that you need, but the 2-year-olds will not get too big. We deliver what you've asked for, lots of hair so you can sell those deep-coated, good-doing tan calves that top the market, good dispositions because we've all got families that help, and unquestionable soundness because some other Charolais bulls don't last. We offer 8 different bull lines. All are volume produced, available in large numbers, uniform quality, and at a reasonable price. We offer an unconditional bull warranty, comprehensive performance data, free delivery, $100 bull development, and a sight unseen purchase plan. 425 bulls, 100 Red Angus, 75 Black Angus, 70 Super Baldies, 75 Black Super Baldies, 20 Herefords, 35 H2s, 45 Super Guppies, and 40 Charolais. We've got a snowy old morning here in Alberta, but we're going to run all these bulls up the alley for you and show you a large part of the 430 bulls on offer. Okay, the first pen we're going to look at this snowy morning are our Red Angus Fall-born bulls, pen 1. These bulls are born in August and September and part of our grass calving program. It's going to be a touch hard to look at them compared to other years, but we'll do the best we can. We hope that the snowstorm doesn't get any worse. So these bulls are on their mothers the first winter. They're weaned in the spring. They go to grass. They're on a rotational grazing system all summer and come to the lot in late October and to go on feed for the sale. So our Angus are known industry-wide as being real middle-of-the-road mainstream cattle. You can see by the look of these bulls that they're big-bodied, broad-topped, thick-gutted bulls with lots of testicle, lots of scrotum. And as we kind of move them around here a little bit, you'll be able to appreciate some of the things we're talking about. The other thing I think people appreciate with our Red Angus cattle is the amazing uniformity. Bull after bull after bull, these bulls just look like they've been shot from a gun. So they're very, very uniform. There's big groups of half-brothers for people that want to put together batteries of bulls that can sire tremendous uniformity. So that's our first pen of Red Angus fall bulls. Here's pen 2 Red Angus fall bulls. Again, these are just a touch younger than the last bulls we looked at. These are powerful, thick, meaty bulls, again born mostly in the month of September here. I think you can see from the type of bulls that these are that our cattle are really beefy. They're cattle that feed well. They have tremendous depth of body. Indeed, some of our customers that ranch in the tough going in British Columbia tell us they can't find red bulls anywhere else that have enough body to them that can survive where it's tough. And I think our cattle are raised under really harsh commercial ranch conditions, so they can go out and thrive almost anywhere. Certainly our cows that we sold in our big cow sale last fall were all really moderate, fleshy cows, and we've had lots and lots of really good reports that people are just overwhelmed with the quality and the ease of management of the cows. So that's the cows behind all these bulls. These bulls are moderate birth weight bulls. They're certainly bigger and stouter than the yearling bulls you'll still buy all around the country. They've got more age on them. They're easier to manage. They'll hold their condition all summer. They'll come in the winter and they've got a lot more growth behind them. It's not like a yearling bull where you've got to get him in and really feed him. So you can see that these bulls are amazingly uniform. We've probably got 4 or 5 sires represented here, but the genetics amongst those sires are all very similar. So these are beefy, thick bulls. Certainly bulls we're very, very proud of. We spent years putting together this Red Angus program since the late 60s, kind of totally ignoring the fads and the things that are going on in the other parts of the industry. And we just bred cattle that we knew would work for our commercial customers, and we bred them for the things that make people real money in the commercial cow business. So, and as we've got to the point today, we've got lots and lots of Red Angus cattle, lots of uniformity in them, and we in fact use a lot of our red cattle to produce many of our hybrid lines. So that's pen 2 Red Angus fall bulls. Here's an expanding segment of our program, our summer 2-year-old Red Angus bulls. We got more of these than ever, and God bless Alberta, the snow's getting a little worse, but these bulls are about 2 to 2.5 months older than our fall-born bulls. These bulls are May-June born bulls, so going to be 24 months old in May and June. So just real massive, thick-bodied, big-bodied bulls. Again, they're all born on grass, all born unassisted. We check these cows once a day. We ride them, tag them, and collect the birth weights and go away and don't come back for 24 hours. So this is a direction we're moving more cows in our program to all the time. This is, again, it's a grass calving, low management kind of a situation. The cows will winter on bale grazing or corn grazing. They won't get close to the yard. The calves will be weaned late. We can still produce these big, powerful bulls using this low management system. And it's a lot cheaper, and as you get older, you look for ways to make life a little easier. So we're going to walk these bulls around. I apologize for the bit of manure tag on these bulls. We had a November to remember for all the wrong reasons this year. Snow came in almost mid-October, and a foot of it. We had no frost. We had to move to the bull lots with an awful lot of wet and muddy conditions, and my men did a really good job to keep these bulls looking as good as they are. We do have a bit of tag on them, which will be gone for you by sale day, but I apologize for that. So as these bulls move around, I think you can appreciate what they are. They're big-bodied, big-testicled, beef bulls, and you could paint them any color and they'd be pretty darn good beef bulls. Again, they display the broad tops and the really deep bodies that people have come to expect from our Red Angus. Coupled with the good looks. I mean, these bulls are correct. The leg set is right. They're sound. They're functional. They're nice to look at, and that's very, very important because the feeder buyers still buy them by what they look like. So that's our Red Angus summer 2-year-old bulls. Here's our Super Baldy fall-born bulls. Our Super Baldy line are our first composite hybrid line that we worked on, starting them about 20 years ago, recognizing that for ease of management, cattlemen needed to be able to introduce a hybrid or composite line into their herd in one shot. Certainly the purists would tell you you'll get more hybrid vigor from crossing 2 pure breeds, and I totally agree with that. But the reality of management is that most people cannot manage that many breeds and lines and crosses of cattle. So if you use these really good hybrid bulls, you will put 75% of the available hybrid vigor of the first cross into your herd in one shot. These bulls are produced from our purebred Red Angus cows and really good low-statured fleck-face Simmental sires, and you can see that these bulls, although they are half Simmental, are really blocky and beefy and easy fleshing. They're the kind of cattle that will make us all money. This touch of Simmental in the mix will add a little maternal to the cow side. But the important part about using these bulls is that when you use them, your birth weights are moderate, the females are fleshy and easy to keep, and you will just introduce that little bit of hybrid vigor, that little bit of muscle and snap into your herd, and you'll do it in one generation. These hybrid bulls have been very, very popular. I mean, we've produced them longer than anyone, probably with more success than anyone, and we've continued to ramp up our numbers. We now sell these bulls all in the older versions. They're all fall-born or summer 2-year-old bulls. So when you go to grass, they're 21 months to 24 months of age. It's going to do a tremendous job for you. So that's our fall-born Super Baldy bulls. Okay, here's our second pen of Super Baldy bulls. These are our summer 2-year-old Super Baldy bulls. Again, they're a couple of months older than the fall bulls, and just exactly the same genetics here. Our great seed stock Red Angus cows and fleck-face Simmental sires. The mothers of these bulls, almost without exception, sold in our cow sales, so they're somewhere else producing great steers for someone else in the industry. So these are, again, really massive, thick bulls. They're kind of the perfect blend. They've got a little bit of Simmental. They'll add milk and muscle. They're convenient, they're consistent, and they're thick. When the calves are born, they're very Angus in their type. The birth weights really are marginally larger than straight Angus, but certainly not an issue at all. They can be managed in a straight, low management grass calving situation without any issues. And I think the thing that most people have trouble grappling with is how consistent our hybrid bulls are. I mean, traditionally in the industry, people would say, oh, hybrid bulls, they're not consistent. Well, by God, I'll tell you, I will show you 75 of these bulls, and they are all consistent. So that's our 2-year-old Super Baldy bulls. We've built a good big cow herd over time at mcquantock, producing bulls strictly for commercial cattlemen. Traditional purebred guys sell dreams. We sell reality. In 20 years, our cow herd has produced in excess of $20 million worth of bulls, which have all sold to commercial cowmen. No smoke and mirrors, no trendy numbers, no unproven sires, just the real deal.
Okay, we have a very small group of Hereford bulls to show you this morning. Our Hereford numbers are down this year quite dramatically, not by choice. We had a total breeding failure with a very, very valuable new herd sire, and ended up with about 35 of our very best cows having to be cleaned up Simmental. So these bulls are all produced out of Hereford heifers. They're all sired by one of our herd sires. Deep-sided bulls, like we say in our ads, packed full of natural thickness. They've got great hair coats on them. The birth weights in this particular sire line of bulls are extremely moderate, high 70s to mid 80s. very, very low for today's Herefords. Many Herefords today have birth weights around 100 or even in excess of that. We made a conscious decision quite a long time ago that Herefords fit in the middle of the crossbreeding mix, and we are endeavoring to make our Herefords extremely moderate in frame size so that they will fit the commercial industry. You know, it doesn't take a tremendous amount of growth to make a 900-pound steer at 16 months. So these bulls offer the maternal side, they offer the hair coat, they offer the thickness, the thriftiness that we need in the crossbreeding mix today. Certainly we've sold these moderated Hereford bulls to lots and lots of customers who have cattle that are, you know, exotic cows that are a little too big. We're using a lot of these now on black cows and black Baldy cows to get the Hereford influence back into them. Our bulls are all dehorned bulls. We've stayed with the horn genetics because we find that we can get more bone and thickness and just kind of natural doing ability out of the horn genetics than we can from the polled side. You can see that these bulls, as they tromp through the snow drifts here, are just like our other lines of cattle. I mean, they're moderate, they're thick, they're deep. And there they are running into a snowstorm. That's our fall-born Hereford bulls. Here's our first group of H2 bulls. These are our fall-born H2 bulls. These bulls again are born August and September, just like our other fall lines, produced from our seed stock Hereford purebred cows and Fleck-based Simmental sires. The Fleck Simmental sires used here are very moderate, close to the ground, easy fleshing bulls with lots of hair coat. You can see that these bulls have the hair coat, have the thickness. You know, they're not as big framed as lots of Hereford bulls, but by God, they certainly have the pay weight. And the other things that they have are, you know, they have pigment, they have good udder conformation. They have some of the things that some other Herefords struggle to have. But, you know, we really encourage a lot of customers who are considering using Hereford to try these bulls. They've been a real success story. We kept ramping up our numbers. These bulls will do everything that the straight Hereford genetics will do, plus they have a little bonus in that, you know, they're a little stronger maternally. They've got a little more natural muscle. They're not any bigger framed, they're just heavier. Most of these bulls have, you know, a pigment as a bonus. You know, they've almost all got some eye pigment on them, and that comes through from the Simmental sires that we use. You can see as these bulls move around, I mean, these are just August, September bulls, and man, they are thick and they are deep, and they have all the beef making qualities that the whole industry needs. You know, a few of these bulls are polled from some polled sires that we're using, and it's just a bonus as well. We'll move these bulls around, and you'll be able to appreciate why so many of our customers are using these bulls. The bulls almost make repeat customers out of everyone that buys one. So that's our fall-born H2 bulls. Okay, here's our second set of H2 bulls, our summer 2-year-old H2s. These bulls, again, are grass-calved from our Hereford cows, right in the same field where we're calving the Herefords. The birth weights are very moderate. They don't give us any grief at all. We actually use more than 50% of our Hereford cows now to produce our H2 hybrid line of bulls, just based on the tremendous popularity of these bulls and what they've been able to accomplish out in the industry. Many of these bulls now are used on black and black Baldy cows to get Baldy cattle with just a little extra. Some people are using them just to raise Hereford Simmental cattle and go down the road with you know, one set of sires and one set of females and keep it real simple, not having to maintain two different breed lines. You can see the snow's collecting on the hair coats of these bulls, and that just shows you the hair coats that they do have. They're the kind of cattle that when you go to market your replacement females or you go to market your steer calves, they're the kind that the order buyers are going to love. They'll sit up there in the auction mart and see the broad tops and the deep sides on these cattle, and that's what makes us all money. These are just very practical cattle. As I said again, we use a lot of our Hereford cows in H2 production now, so much so that we're struggling to maintain our Hereford numbers, but this summer we went back and bred a lot more of our summer cows to straight Hereford bulls to kind of maintain our numbers. But these powerful H2 summer bulls have really paced the H2 offering in the last couple of years. They're big, strong bulls, able to go out there and breed an awful lot of cows. Again, they have the bonuses of pigment, a little more maternal than some of the straight Herefords you can buy other places. But these are really, really strong bulls, and they've been very, very successful. So that's our H2 Summer 2s.
We produce durable, high-quality bulls that produce those fancy calves the order buyers keep talking about.
Now we're moving into our Black Angus division. These are the first pen of Black Angus fall bulls we're going to look at. Here's a pen of, again, August, September born bulls. This getting a little harder and harder to look. At least it's pretty Christmassy. We're getting lots of snowflakes in the video, and it's collected on the bulls. So these are real broad, thick black bulls. We've got a few less black purebred bulls than we did a year ago. We've used more of these black cows in hybrid production. These are really massively thick bulls. Most of this pen of bulls come out of second calf cows. Again, they're some of the highest performing black bulls that we've ever produced. You can see by the depth to them that they are, they do have tremendous pay weight. Again, we've certainly incorporated all the important things like scrotal size and everything you need to make real Black Angus that have the things the industry needs. You need to take note of the girth and body depth on these black bulls. You go a long, long way to find black bulls that are this moderate with this much middle and body and top in them. They're black bulls that have tremendous black maternal traits. We started the black thing probably 15, 18 years ago with one set of black cows from Angus acres, and we've moderated them. We've made them thicker, we've made them more middle of the road, but we've kept the pay weight in them. These are heavy bulls, but they're moderate frame bulls. The birth weights are very moderate in these bulls. The biggest bull here would be in the high 80s, maybe the low 90s. That's our Black Angus fall-born bulls. Here's an expanding segment of our black program, our summer 2-year-old black bulls. These bulls are just a couple of months older than our fall-born bulls and really not a lot different. Again, I apologize a little bit for the tag on these bulls. These bulls were in one of our wettest pens as we came to the lots in October. With no frost and a foot of snow, it made for a real mess. So these are just like the fall bulls. They are, they're blocky, they're thick, they're meaty bulls. You won't find any extremes. You'll find tremendous uniformity, bull after bull after bull. Many of these bulls are sired by one of the same bulls we're using in the production of our black Baldy bulls at the McCaffrey Ranch. So these black bulls, we're bumping the numbers up on these 2-year-old black bulls all the time, just to give our customers as much age as they can possibly get. Again, I apologize for the tag. We'll have most of that removed for you by sale time. So these black bulls are finding the snows a little deep even there. Hard to believe that a year ago at the same time we shot this video and there wasn't any snow on the ground. So gotta love Alberta, you never know what's coming. We're going to move these bulls around and let you have another look at them. It is getting harder and harder to see them, but you can appreciate the type of bulls that they are. They're really meaty and thick, easy fleshing bulls that'll cross well, whether you're in the straight Angus business or you're using these Angus bulls to cross on other lines of cattle. We run almost as many black cows now as red cows, and certainly we love the black cattle. I've kind of had a love affair with black cattle since the 60s when we actually used black genetics to establish our purebred red Angus herd. And then about 16, 17 years ago, we went out and bought a great set of black cows to get back in the black business, and these are the result of probably 3-4 generations of moderation and selection. Building a herd of half sisters, which you kind of have to do to build the uniformity. So that's our summer 2-year-old Black Angus bulls. Okay, the first group of black Super Baldy bulls we'll look at are our March yearling bulls. These bulls are produced using the same black sires we use to produce our seed stock black bulls and 3/4 blood semi cows. These bulls have been, really well accepted. We've sold 35 of them every year for probably 10 years. They've gone out and done a tremendous job for our customers, being used really right across Canada. They offer the black color and hair coat and everything you need, plus a little hybrid vigor that the straight Angus doesn't offer, and they've been just as successful as our red Baldies. They're again a hybrid line which offers the customer the opportunity to with simplicity add about 75% of the available hybrid vigor you would get crossing two parent lines. So this is a quick look at our yearling Super Baldy bulls, and then we'll get into our fall-born bulls next. So these are yearling black Super Baldy bulls. Here's our black Super Baldy fall bulls. This is an expanding segment of our program as we use more seed stock black Angus cows to produce these bulls. They're Fleckve Simmental sired from our purebred Angus cows, much the same as our red Baldy bulls are now. These bulls, as you move them around, you can, as with all our other lines, they're all the same kind of cattle. It doesn't matter what seed stock line you consider here. The type is all the same. They're meaty and thick, they're big bodied, they're correct, and they're bulls that will go out and make people real money in the real cow business. These bulls have a lot of hair coat on them. They will cross amazingly well. We've got people using them to produce black Baldies with a little bit extra. People will use them on Hereford cross cows. They'll use them so many different ways in the industry. These bulls are being used by some of the big ranches in British Columbia. Again, for the ease of putting that hybrid into the cattle and doing it with one shot, one cross. These bulls came a long way, and they're a little heated up getting here this morning, and it is very, very difficult to see them. It's unfortunate, we can't reschedule. We just had to go ahead and shoot this video regardless of the weather. So I hope you're able to see what you need to see. These bulls again are a little taggy, and as I said before, I apologize for that. We'll have that sorted out by sale day. So these are black Super Baldy bulls. A lot of strip face bulls, a lot of star face bulls, some solid black bulls, but irrespective of color, all the bulls have the same type. They're really beefy. They're produced right here on the ranch using our seed stock black Angus cows. And these bulls, we've got more of these than ever, so certainly our customers should be able to access these great genetics. Here's the last group of black Super Baldies we'll look at. These are our summer 2-year-old black Super Baldies, again produced right here on the ranch using our seed stock black cows. These are May, June born bulls, able to go out and service more cattle in a yearling for sure. These bulls just a couple months older than our big group of fall born bulls, but powerful bulls all the same. Lots of meat in them, lots of middle and lots of thickness. These bulls have become one of the most popular lines of bulls we sell in the last number of years. I think because people they want the black color, but they really like this little bit of extra muscle and milk that we can give them using our hybrid lines of bulls. So we'll move these bulls around and let you have a little better look at them. It's a bit smaller group of bulls, so a little easier to look at in the pen here this morning, irrespective of the snow. They're going to move around and let you see them here. These bulls have become very, very popular, and we're striving to get more older bulls all the time in this line. It's certainly what our customers like to see. We've got some outfits in Manitoba that use almost exclusively these bulls and really, really like them. They're able to get black Baldy cattle that they can manage just like British breed cattle. I mean, they grass calve them, birth weights aren't big, and yet they've just got a little bit more thickness and meatiness to them. It seems the black calves that bring the most money in the fall at the auction marts are the calves that that just have a little more thickness than a straight Angus calf, and that's what you get using these bulls. So that's our black Baldy bulls.
We've sold 9,300 bulls over 43 sales to 73% repeat customers. We've been at this a long time, and we've learned a few things along the way. First, keep your cattle honest, raise them in an everyday commercial environment, mean what you say, and stand behind the cattle you sell. All of agriculture is really on a tear, and it's nice to see that ranchers and farmers are finally getting paid for what they do. For 8 years, we advised our customers to lay in the weeds and wait and own as many cattle as they could. It was never pretty, but it was survivable. Now we have a lean, profitable, well-founded cow business destined to roar for years. The market fundamentals are just perfect. There's just no turning this thing around. It takes a minimum of 5 years to add any cow numbers and any effective numbers of calves sold, so we're in great shape for a long time to come. Exports are up, and with a recovering economy, beef demand in North America will only rise. We wouldn't want to miss the next decade in this business for anything in the world. Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be very, very good.
So let's look at some more bulls. Here's our Super Guppy Fall-born bulls. Again, these are a very popular composite hybrid line produced here on the ranch using our seed stock purebred Red Angus cows and the best darn Gelbvieh bulls we can put our hands on. We've bought some Gelbvieh bulls in partnership with some purebred Gelbvieh breeders and used them in the fall here to produce these great young bulls. These bulls, you know, we've been at this a long time too, probably 14, 15 years. Again, these bulls, although they're hybrids, you know, the uniformity will just defy logic. They are really thick, they're meaty, and one bull looks just like the other bull. These bulls have the good looks it takes to get calves sold, and the customers that use them just love the female side. The Gelbvieh adds a lot maternally. They are the continental breed with the best early sexual maturity and fertility, no doubt. And they do that, and they still add some carcass. You know, the Angus will add the fleshing ability and the hair coat. The Gelbvieh will give a little more thickness, a little more carcass, but the Red Angus makes them a lot easier to look at. So these are fall-born Super Guppy bulls. You know, hair coat, meatiness, thriftiness, certainly lots of hybrid vigor. Again, customers can introduce that shot of hybrid vigor into their program with a very simplistic approach using one bull. These bulls have been very, very popular. Again, they're tough. I mean, we run them on some of the big ranches in this country, and they've worked extremely well. You can see they're more moderated and more fleshy than a straight Gelbvieh. They've got more hair coat than a straight Gelbvieh, and they'll give you just that touch of Gelbvieh blood that really, really works on the cow side. Some of these Guppy bulls are black-hided bulls from our seed stock black cows. Indeed, last year some of the high sellers were black Guppy bulls, so that's our Guppy fall-born bulls. So here's our Super Guppy summer 2-year-olds. These are a smaller group of bulls, but in terms of number, but again, really strong bulls in this group. These are May-June bulls, so just a couple months older than our fall bulls. Really strong bulls. I mean, really getting hard to see them here. The snow and the snow's falling, and they're walking through a foot of it. So these bulls are very uniform. Again, powerful bulls. These are some of the biggest, most powerful 2-year-old bulls in the sale offering. And you can see they're, you know, they've got pay weight, but they've got thickness and they've got good looks. And those are the things that get cattle sold in this business. You know, the feeder buyers still buy cattle by vision and how they look. And, you know, when you sell commercial females, that helps too. So these Guppy bulls have worked really, really well. So many customers bought the first one, then came back and bought their second one after they got a look at the daughters. The Gelbvieh adds a lot maternally. So these bulls are born right beside our Red Angus calves in our May-June calving program on grass. You know, we select Gelbvieh bulls with very moderate birth weights. You know, these moderate-sized Red Angus cows have no trouble delivering them. You know, these bulls are high 80s, low 90s, certainly right in the mainstream of things. Customers who have used these bulls over the years just really like them. You know, we've got some big ranches that buy them by the half dozens and 8 or 10 at a time. Just find these bulls will do a tremendous job. So that's our Super Guppy Summer Bull. So this is the last group of bulls we're going to look at this morning. These are our Charolais 2-year-old bulls. These bulls are all grass calved, just like the rest of our cattle. They're grass calved May-June bulls. You know, very moderate for Charolais bulls. We've got some tan or buffy colored bulls in the offering. That's, you know, kind of a bonus. We do have some customers that like to use that. As we move these bulls around, you will be able to appreciate the good looks and the fact that they're 2-year-old Charolais bulls with some hair coat on them. You know, the Charolais calf is still one of the most popular calves to sell. You know, they can't get enough of them. The order buyers will tell you. You know, these Charolais bulls, grass calved in May and June, moderate birth weights for Charolais cattle, and you can see that they're smooth-made bulls, and they're not bulls that are going to get anybody in trouble. And like all our other lines, you know, we're cowmen first, and these are cowmen Charolais bulls. You know, they got lots of hair. They will not get too big in the end. You'll be able to get lots of years of use out of them. The Charolais are unquestionably sound. We've really worked hard to get good dispositions, and you could see these bulls when they walked up the alley, they just kind of ambled along. This is probably the quietest set of Charolais bulls we've ever sold. And you can see as the camera kind of pans them, they're all the same kind of bull. You need to remember that these are May-June bulls, so you know, they're not 2-year-old Charolais bulls that are born in February and March. They're given away probably 4 months. But when they go to grass in your herd next spring, they will be 23, 24 months old. We raise them this way because, you know, up in the Tellier Ranch, they're able to grass calve them along with their great big commercial cow herd and manage them in exactly the same fashion. So, you know, the last few years, the demand for 2-year-old Charolais bulls has just been phenomenal. There just aren't enough of them out there. The 8 or 10 years of tough times eliminated a lot of Charolais seed stock breeders, and it's really tough to find a good set of Charolais 2-year-olds if you need to buy more than 1 or 2 bulls at a crack. So here's a good set of Charolais 2s, moderate, thick, tremendous hair coats on them. All the things that help you sell those Charolais calves for lots and lots of money, and certainly everybody knows that that is probably where the most money in the calf business is in those Charolais calves. If you can get enough of them, the order buyers will tell you. So there's our last set of bulls, our Charolais 2s. I want to take a minute and talk about some of our special programs. The first one is our Sight Unseen Purchase program. You know, I've spent 30 years working with cattlemen across Canada, and together we've developed the most successful Sight Unseen Purchase plan in the country. It's so successful, in fact, that it can sell nearly half our bulls some years. I've done it with sincerity and integrity and the utmost respect for our customers' needs and budget. We start by discussing your cows, your breeding program, and what you need to get done. When we're comfortable with each other, we can work together to get you the right bulls at the right price. While a few people sell a few bulls on the internet, I much prefer to visit with our customers, get to know them, and then help them select the right bulls. Our comprehensive catalog and DVD will give you an accurate impression of the bulls. After the sale, I'll personally deliver your bulls in most cases, and you must be completely satisfied on arrival, or you're under no obligation to take them. You pay for them only when they are delivered and satisfactory at your ranch. As a service to our customers, we have a very successful bull development program. Our bulls can be left with us till spring. You don't want new bulls around till you need them, so let us look after them. 90% of our customers use this program. We'll develop your yearling and fall bulls and even keep your 2-year-old bulls until the weather's nice and you've got room next spring. They're professionally grown out, fertile, semen tested, and delivered in the spring, and all for just $100. It's a great deal. We've developed an absolutely free delivery plan over the years. We will safely deliver each and every bull to your nearest central location in Western Canada, and on bulls going eastbound, we'll arrange it all and cost share the freight with the customer. You have my word, we'll work with you to get them within 30 to 50 miles of your ranch. We usually deliver bulls twice a year. Any bulls that need to go after the sale will go then. The rest will go after bull development sometime in the month of April. I try to get most of this done myself, so I get to meet the customers. Our guarantee is pretty darn simple.
You'll have a bull to breed your cows no matter what. In the unlikely event you have trouble, rest assured I'll look after it right away, no hassles or disputes. We semen test all older bulls and guarantee the young bulls to pass at a year. Simply put, they're guaranteed to work or they'll be replaced. We always have loaners available to help out if you need them. If you have a bull down, we'll meet you halfway anywhere in Western Canada 24 hours a day with a replacement. Because when you've got trouble and you've got cows to breed, you need bulls, not excuses and time wasted. We've tried to make bull buying easy. We've been in this business for years and we've learned a few things along the way. Most important, you don't last unless you do right by your customer. We've made bull buying a whole lot easier. Our bulls are good quality, all of them. Well culled, they're easy keeping, good looking, durable bulls that sire those fancy calves the order buyers keep talking about. Our bulls are all older fall and summer born 2s, 22 to 26 months old when you need them. Old enough to be tough and not give trouble. Our bulls can all be left with us till spring. You don't want new bulls around till you need them, so let us look after them. Our bulls are all delivered absolutely free in Western Canada and cost shared in the East. Our bulls can be purchased sight unseen. In fact, about half always are. We help select your bulls and they're guaranteed to be what you want. True satisfaction on arrival. Our customers' trust and confidence in us make it all possible. Our bulls are affordable. Most sell in the $2,500 to $3,500 range. Last year, the bulls that had traded at $25 moved up to around $3,200, just like the whole industry moved up. But you can still buy lots and lots of good bulls at our sale for $3,000 to $3,500. The top-end bulls in each line traditionally bring in the $4,000 to $5,000 range, so really, really affordable bulls. Our bulls are guaranteed like no others. You'll have a bull to breed your cows no matter what. Hard to get better than that. Buying our bulls is probably easier and simpler than buying bulls locally. You get great service, the best guarantee, lots of selection, and your calves will be sired by nationally known bulls. And we transfer all the pedigrees on all our purebred lines. It all helps to get them sold. Our customers like the fact that all our cattle are managed and fed, just like most all commercial cattle. We've been at this a long time, 9,700 bulls and 44 bull sales, and every year brings new challenges. This year at our spot in Alberta we had 25 inches of rain. That's about twice our normal amount. Ian Tyson's song says 18 inches is a lot, and 25 does bring its own set of problems. When we moved home this fall, our feedlot was a darn mess, and our grass was a little washy, but we'll take it. It's a darn sight better than a drought, and a lot better than we were in '02 when we didn't have any rain at all. Our industry just continues to roar along in spite of high grain prices and government and bureaucratic stupidity. The XL Packers fiasco is a case in point. We've got a bunch of insignificant government employees willing to throw Alberta entrepreneurs under the bus to save their own skin, and a news media that demonstrated a total lack of responsibility. It really makes your blood boil. They just about jeopardized our whole industry, but that's a story for another day. But you know, this industry is just fundamentally strong. It's survived BSE, it's survived droughts, and it just keeps roaring along. We've got excellent prices now. Calves are steady with a year ago, maybe even a little higher on some groups. The bred commercial female market is just solid and strong and steady to last year. Droughts in other parts of the world and other factors have driven the cow numbers down to where we've probably got a whole decade ahead that are just fundamentally really, really good times for our industry. So that concludes our look at our 2013 bull sale offering. It's certainly one of our best ever. Thanks for viewing it, and we'll see you at the sale.